All right, welcome to the Lowdown, brought to you by Unibet. I'm Dev Sani, and joining me today is the WBO #1 ranked super middleweight in the world. It is the fighting pride of Derby, Zach Parker. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Just started back training, so yeah, all systems go now. Start a new year, so it's going to be my year.
This is it, isn't it? I've seen you posting about it on Instagram. You said you're coming for all the smoke this year. I mean, there must be smoke alarms going off in the super middleweight division.
That's it. Oh, I'm coming with all the smoke, and I'm about to choke some people out. So whoever's next, I'm waiting for it. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for my chance, and I'm going to take it with both hands.
Yeah, 100%. Did you have a good Christmas, New Year?
Yeah, it was a good Christmas. Just spent it with the family and that. And then obviously ate what I want. So now, after now, just getting the weight off at the minute. But yeah, it was a good New Year and Christmas. Yeah. How about yourself?
Yeah, mum was all right. I took a trip to Switzerland actually for a few days, and mate, honestly, it's so expensive out there. I went there for too long. I've been saying to Frank, have you got any overtime? Is there anything you can do? Because I've spunked all my money in Switzerland, mate. So
come over to buckets for me, Sean. Buckets now.
Mate, I'm there. I'm all over it. Any New Year's resolutions?
Not really. Just obviously, I want to be challenging for a world title this year. So New Year's resolution, probably get that world title, bring it back to Derby.
How do you look back on last year? From an outside perspective, it looked just like best year of your career, to be honest.
Yeah, most definitely. This last year, obviously, stayed active, and obviously now under Frank, he's just putting me out there all the time, and not just with fights, with get me out on social media and building my name more and more. And it's been a really good year, and it's going to be good to get this year started off on the first fight, and then we'll just go from there. And I think this year is going to be even better than last year.
Do you think you made a bit of a statement with the Marcus Morrison win, the last one?
I think everyone's put on notice a bit more. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, he's a bigger name than my last two opponents in last year. So yeah, I think people are starting to take a bit more notice, and obviously starting to look at me a bit more, and they should be really, because I'm WBO #1, and I know my own ability is just get me in there with them high caliber fighters, and then I'll show you how good I am.
Well, look, there's a bit of a situation going on at the moment. I'm sure you're aware of, with Demetrius Andrade, who's the WBO middleweight champion, and he's got a mandatory coming up, but he's talking about potentially going up and fighting at 168. You're in a great position with the WBO, and I understand there was talk of a fight between yourself and him. What's your understanding of the whole situation?
Yeah, I think WBO ordered it, saying me and him might fight. They ordered me and him to fight for the interim world title super middleweight WBO, and from what I've gathered, like he said, don't really fancy it. He's going to stay at middleweight now, so I don't know. He can't make his mind up, can he? Everyone calls him the big man, but I must be the problem in the way, innit? So yeah, I don't think he fancies it. I think he's going to stay at middleweight, and hopefully I'll push on to fight for the interim now. Yeah.
So what do you make of Andrade then? Like, if he was to have a change of heart, if he was to come up to super middleweight, how do you rate his skills, and how does he fare against Zach Parker?
Yeah, obviously he's like a really good fighter, 2-weight world champion. Middleweight. So yeah, he's a good fighter, he's a good boxer. He's undefeated and don't know how to lose. And yeah, the thing is, he's coming up to super middleweight's like a lot bigger than what the middleweights are. You've seen him, like, even in my last fight, Marcus Morrison coming up, I dealt with him with ease, and these middleweights don't know what the power. It goes up another class when coming up to super middleweights, and obviously it'd be a really good fight, me and him, 2-weight world champion, like I said, and if that fight come around, I'm more than willing to take it, and hopefully, if it does go on, we'll get it over in Britain.
That's interesting, because he's a bit of an avoided fighter, or they tell us he's an avoided fighter anyway. But it sounds like you fancy the smoke. It sounds like his mandatory fancies the smoke as well. So, I mean, you're ready to go, right?
Yeah, that's it. People always call him the big man, but I must be the problem. Because I'm the problem in the way, and he probably wants the Canelo fight, but I'm mandatory. I'm WBO number one. If he's coming up, he's got to face me to go through him. So I've been mandatory for like 2 years now, and I'm waiting for my chance, just like he is. So we'll just have to wait and see what he does. I think, in my opinion, I think he'll stay at middleweight. People don't like it. They don't like to switch it, and then I hit hard with both hands, and it scares people off. So.
Would you think that's what's happened? Do you think they've had a look and they've looked at you and they thought, maybe not?
Well, I think they probably said he probably thought he was going to come up and just go straight into the fight, like with obviously Canelo. But I think WBO ordered the other day that me and him have got to fight first. So it's obviously good promoting by Frank Warren. He's fighting my case, saying I should be the next one for Canelo. So yeah, my team's doing me the best, and can't thank them enough.
Well, let's talk about what's coming up next for you then. I keep hearing rumours about yourself headlining in Derby in April. What do you know about this?
Yeah, I've heard a couple of rumours. I think it's April 21st. I've seen Frank put on YouTube and that. I think we're going to look at the venue maybe this week and see what it's all about, and hopefully it'll be ready for April, but still got time between then. We'll just have to wait and see. It's like 3 months away, so 3.5 months away. So yeah, we've still got time, and anything can happen in between then. They might order me to go up against Andrade like in America or something before then. So we don't know what's around the corner, but yeah, hopefully that's what I'm hoping for, to come back in my hometown, have a big fight in front of all the Derby crowd, and obviously showcase to the whole country what Derby's all about. Have you
headlined in Derby before?
I've never boxed in Derby since I'm pro. I've always boxed away. Everyone, I think close I've boxed was like either Birmingham or something. Yeah, so every time I've boxed, it's always been far away. I'm like the road warrior.
Yeah, you are.
I go here, there, everywhere. I might as well be a traveller as well.
Well, look, clearly your Derby faithful are waiting for you. So they got a big date coming up in April. I'm sure your new mate Wayne Rooney will be ringside and whatnot.
I might try and get him to carry my belt in.
Yeah, look, that could work.
Either him or we'll get the Rami, the mascot. He can carry my belt in.
I'm sure they're all going to be involved. Do you think like this is sort of the stepping stone towards the Pride Park dream? This is the first step towards that.
Yeah, 100%. You need to build your name up, especially in your hometown. You see with lots of like Josh Warren and that, they built up, just kept building every fight. And I've been waiting to fight in front of my hometown, obviously Derby and that. And since I've been turned pro, I've been waiting for it. So yeah, it'd be amazing to get in there, go get the small venue right next to Pride Park, and then next one, Pride Park. We'll fill that out next.
There you go. Well, look, as Tunde Ajayi says, dream it, believe it, become it, huh? So it's happening.
It's got to manifest it, and it'll happen.
Yeah. Do you believe in all that sort of stuff?
So a little bit. So obviously, if you think about it enough, then you know what I mean. It's like training, isn't it? If you train enough, you're gonna get it, aren't you? So you're gonna get where you want to be. So it's just consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Well, in terms of your opponent then for April, obviously, there's this talk about Andrade. You don't know what's going to happen there. But I was looking at the WBO rankings. You see there's Danny Jacobs, who's fighting John Ryder, who I'm going to ask you about. David Lemieux's knocking about, but I think he's fighting David Benavidez, or they've ordered that with the WBC route.
Yeah.
And there's this fella called Idigov, number 4.
Yeah.
What do you know about him?
Yeah, obviously Benavidez going for the WBC final eliminator, I think, with Lemieux. And I think Idigov's number 4 is Russian lad, 20-0. Both obviously it'd be a very good fight. Both undefeated. Someone's ever got to go. So yeah, that'll be an amazing fight, and hopefully that'll get made for like the interim world title. If obviously Andre don't want it, we'll just have to wait and see. It's all in boxing. It's all waiting game. You got everything's going on behind the closed doors, and not all the fans see it. But obviously my team is doing the best that they can do to get me where I want to be. And yeah, hopefully if that fight comes off, we'll get it in Derby and be a good fight for all the Derby fans and that.
Right now, if it feels like if someone like that was presented to you, you wouldn't be turning anyone down right now. You're just kind of ready to go, aren't you?
100%. I've seen a thing yesterday. I think it was a poll or something. Me and Belanga. But I'd take that fight as well, as long as the money's right. And I think that'd be a world final eliminate for the world title. I'd take that fight. Both undefeated, both young, and both want to be on top of our division. So yeah, there's a lot of fights out there at the minute. Obviously said Dane Jacobs and John Ryder are going to be fighting soon. I think it's in February, and I'd love the winner of that as well. I'm open to boxing anyone. I don't care. Obviously, people should be wanting to fight me now. Now I'm WBO and mandatory for Canelo, but they still don't. So I've still got to chase. I'm going to chase him, and if the fights come off, then I'll be on top.
Yeah, well, look, no, they can't avoid you forever. This is part of the building process, and you are building your name, and you're building up a good resume and a knockout reel. So it's all coming, Zach. We can see that happening. Tell me about John Ryder against Danny Jacobs then. What do you reckon to that fight? Who's going to win?
Yeah, it's obviously going to be a good fight. You see, obviously Eddie Hearn, he's putting both his guys against each other, then he ain't going to lose out of it then, is he? Because if he was going to put him against me, then obviously he's going to come off with a loser, isn't he? So, but yeah, I think it'll be a good fight. I reckon Danny Jacobs be a bit too much for him, though. Been there and done it, hasn't he? So, and he's like, obviously they both come up from middleweight, so they're both small. That's probably why Eddie Hearn's put them against each other, because he ain't looked very good in the last fight, did he? Danny Jacobs against Gabriel. Yeah. So yeah, I think he'll probably just nick the win, maybe on points.
There's talk of Canelo. Canelo's obviously the money man in all of boxing, apart from Jake Paul. But in all of boxing, he's there. And oh God, did you just call out Jake Paul?
No, if he's going to pay me a lot of money, I'd do it.
Of course you would.
That's for him. That's shame for
it. But on the Canelo side of it, there's reports emerging that he's going to fight Jermall Charlo. It's not official, it's not confirmed, but that's what sounds like it's going to happen. What do you reckon to that fight?
I've seen a couple of posts on Instagram and that saying it's looking like he's going to fight him instead of going up to cruiser. It's probably a smart thing to do with Canelo, because if he goes up to cruiser, it's going to find it hard to get back down to super middleweight, isn't it? So you see how like stocky he is. I mean, anyway, it's like he's muscle bound, isn't he? So yeah, I think a big good fighter. Obviously, Charlo's really good fighter from America. But if he's come up to super middleweight, that's the thing. Canelo's already been there and done it super middleweight. It's a big step in it from middleweight to super middleweight. So, but I think it'll be a good fight. I think Canelo beat him, man.
Do you give Charlo much chance in that? Has he got any attributes that can trouble Canelo?
Definitely, he's obviously a world champion. He's been there and done it as well. But I think Canelo's just fitted into the super middleweight division. It'd be a bit better than him, but we'll have to wait and see. In fights, anything can happen. If someone's having a bad night or if someone's having an amazing night, that's the thing. It changes up and down, doesn't it? So just have to wait and see.
Change your life with one punch.
That's it. It ain't takes one punch in boxing. That's what makes it so exciting. So
what about the last one I'll ask you on? A fight that you've been linked to for some time, Chris Eubank Jr. I know you want to get your hands on him at some point, but it looks like the next man in his way will be Liam Williams. How do you see that fight playing out at middleweight?
Yeah, I think everyone wants me to get my hands on him, so not the same, but yeah, that'll be a good fight, I reckon. I don't know, it's a pick and fight, that one is. Obviously, Chris been up to super middleweight with like George Grosvenor, and he didn't look too bad in them fights. And obviously, I think he's just coming off a loss as well. Just obviously, Andy's changed trainers as well, and Williams. So
Adam Booth, yeah.
There's a lot of things go into a fight, and it depends how well him and Adam Booth are going to be together, because not even had a warm-up fight together, have they? So no, I'll probably pick maybe Liam Williams on points. Depends how thingy boxes though, because if Chris Eubank boxes the way he boxed Marcus Morrison, then Liam Williams will beat him. But if he fights like how he used to fight, like using his tempo and that, then it could be a different fight. Depends on who turns up on that night. So I'll probably pick Liam Williams though.
Okay. Well, look. When you think about this whole Pride Park dream, which you're manifesting, which is going to happen as we discussed, who do you envisage in the opposite corner when you allow yourself to dream of it? Who's in the red corner?
Forest fan. Yeah, Forest fan in there. Be right. Nah, I don't know. Chris Eubank's probably one of the best one because be an all British fight, wouldn't it? So, but obviously it'd never be Canelo. I don't think it would be Canelo because he's too big of a name. If he was going to come over here, be in London at Wembley or something, you know what I mean? So maybe Chris Eubank. That would probably be the main one. Unless we get Andrade, he could come over and I could fight him in Pride Park, can't I?
It's a big fight.
Never say never. People on about he ain't much of a big draw in America. Tell him come over here. We've got a lot of good fans over here and put it all on the line, isn't it?
Apparently he supports Nottingham Forest. I don't know if you heard about that.
But, better than.
Zach, last one. Before if we talk on December 31st of this year, how do you want to have looked back on 2022? What do you want to have achieved this year?
Want to keep learning every fight and hopefully get at world. Well, it's all dependent on Canelo, but hopefully I'll be a world champion by 2023. So, and we've got the right team now, and we've got like the right system going, and the only way is up, innit? Sky's the limit. So that's what I'm. But Zach Parker, world champion, bringing a big world title back to Derby, which I don't even think has been done before. So hopefully that's the one.
Well, let's make it happen, Zach. Anything you want to add before I let you go? Anyone you want to thank? Anyone you want to send a message down the camera to? I don't know. Over to you.
Yeah, just fucking thanks for everyone following me this last year. Obviously, my name's getting bigger and bigger, and yeah, I want everyone to keep following me. All I want to do is give big fights and exciting fights, and I think I've done that this last year. Like three fights, 3 knockouts, and the one who lasted longer was Marcus Morrison, 4 rounds. So that's all I want to keep doing: exciting fights and hopefully get a world title.
Good man, Zach. Pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure I'll see you soon when we start announcing your next fight and we do press conferences and all of that. It'll be some good fun coming up.
Come back to the gym, I'll give you a little session in it.
I'm not sure I want to do that.
Get your body back. We'll get you on the body back.
Yeah, how's Paul? I guess you gave him Christmas off. Paul, man, your coach, you normally batter.
Yeah, give him Christmas off. I told him, what was it, last week? So it's back time he got back on the body bag. He's just pulling his face at me. He don't want it. He don't. But it's all hard work, isn't it? So
hard work.
But you're next in line for
that. You're not the only one who said this. There seems to be a few sort of coaches and boxers who want to do things to me, and I'm really looking to avoid all smoke. So no thanks, Zach.
That's it, mate. Yeah, all right, good, man.
Cheers, mate. Nice speaking to you. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.